sometimes you lose track of how old your kids really are, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know their age, but sometimes you lose track of how old they really are because they can read and they can communicate and they can this and that and, you know, pour their own glass of water, whatever it is, that sometimes you lose track of how old they really are. Like, they're really just 7. If you think about that to, let's say, my age, that's 31 years of life that I've lived longer than they have.
They can still communicate with adults, but they still have 7-year-old brains.
They're still 7.
Right.
So, again, sometimes at least I have in the past, and I've always come to the realization, like, dude, they're babies still. Regardless, they are, all 3 of them, still babies. There's so much knowledge, and not even knowledge like book knowledge, just knowledge of in general, like, how do I open this bottle even? There's certain bottles they've never even seen before. They would have no idea how to open. It's just so much in the world they haven't experienced. So sometimes even when they ask a question, I have to look at it and say, well, they've never seen this before.
Right.
Something that I'm looking at like, what do you mean? They have no idea what this thing is. They only know what you introduce them to. So even if we think, you know, use your common sense, I have no common sense for this. I've never seen this in my life before. Like, I have no idea what this is. So sometimes it really brings you back to say, really appreciate and not force and push things because they are still so very young. And you got to let them be young. There's times that we wish we could go backwards, but you can't.
Right.
So if you force them out of that stage because you got to be better than this, there's no going back to that stage. There's no more of that super innocent point.
If you ever want to go backwards, that means that you need to go forward better. That means you're admitting that you need to. And so that's why I've always talked about, I don't like to miss a day with my kids as far as like seeing them develop, being there and being present with them, because it really matters. Like, every day really matters because they develop so quickly.
Yep.
And also another big point is that why I disagree with some of the traditional schooling is because it is the memorization of things.
Yeah.
What you said a minute ago is really what it's all about, the introduction of new things or over and over new situations to make them uncomfortable. It is important in life to be uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, that means you're growing. If you're comfortable all the time, that means you're complacent where you are and like it's comfortable, you're not growing. So the more uncomfortable we can make our kids by maybe forcing them to go play with this person just for the social experience, go learn something new, put our kid in a taekwondo. In Jersey was very shy. He did, I had to go out there with him the first several times. Now he goes out there, hiya, yes sir. I mean, he like that growth in only a few weeks. Just think if he would not have had that. But what has that done for his self-esteem and his confidence? Just because we exposed him to something new. And that's why for me, I'm always about exposing them to, especially at 7, like when you're very energetic, it's best to expose them to athletics or anything they can put their body into. Golf. We started playing ping pong yesterday. In the course of an hour, the girls got so much better at ping pong. And I could see like the little eyes like light up like they really loved it.
Well, they ask each other like this morning, before you woke up, sir. This morning, the kids were up and I was up and I was trying to get the kitchen together still. And Alexis asked Jersey, you want to go play ping pong with me? And Jersey's like, I don't want to play ping pong. But then Ava came down and she's like, Ava, you want to go play ping pong? They went down there like 30 minutes and were just playing ping pong. Trying to be better at something, even if they don't ever reach some level that we would call great or better, but they're having fun trying, is like the best experience and the best things for the kids when they actually ask without you to go and play. They play with each other and things like that,
Yep. And, I'm trying to tell them that it's just the effort that matters. I don't want them to think, because I remember growing up and like a kid never wants to feel like they did not do good enough, especially if you tried your hardest. Like, so for the girls in Jersey, it's not about the result. It's about how hard you tried. Yep. And I'm so big on that. It's like, and I even will get mad at them because they'll talk about, but I just didn't do the way I think it. I said, but you tried hard and I saw you try hard. And that's all that matters, because in life, I know personally that the good results come from a lot of practice and the effort. And sometimes it takes a while. You got to be patient. You have to be patient. I just think in a progressive way, I want my kids, and this is going to sound weird, but I hope I'm
waiting for the weirdness to come out, because I can feel it coming.
I want my kids to learn how to daydream. What that means is there's so much technology, there's so much overload, there's so much saturation of everything. Because I used to think, okay, when I have kids, like I want them to learn all 50 states by the time they're 5. I want them to,
When did that stop?
Well, it stopped, really soon after being a parent and realizing that I'm not going to force what I want on somebody else.
Yeah, no, I'm more wondering
No, I mean, like,
and I don't mean it as like a dig. I'm literally saying like I want our kids to be super smart, but I never felt like I need you to know this, and this.
the memorization of things is not smart.
Yeah.
The memorization of things does not mean that you're smart. It just really means sometimes that you're a prick. When you're around people and they throw on big words for no reason. Yeah, they throw out big words for no reason, or they tell you about all these facts you don't need to know about. Like, what a prick. I relate more to people who are, they admit their thoughts or they're not perfect. So going back to my situation, I obviously in life became very good at many things. That's because later in life I realized what I was passionate in and I explored that thing. So what I'm talking about with daydreaming is this. I just want my kids to have a good life. I want them to laugh and have memories and have fun and be loved. At some point, they will understand and decide what they're passionate about. And if we have given them the right tools of putting them in things and forcing them not to quit and to do your very best in whatever it is, if it's taekwondo, gymnastics, or golf, or whatever they're doing, if you want to move on to something else, that's fine. But while you're doing it, you will give your best. And you will not make excuses. And this is why I said I'm going to start making my kids, like for 20 minutes a day, just go out with nothing and just think. What do I have to do, Dad? Just think. Just daydream. About what? About what you want to do in life. About anything. Anything you want. I think the power to dream gives kids like all this great energy in a way that it comes out later in life towards the things that they are passionate about. When you are 7 or 3, you don't need to be passionate. Like, I disagree with parents who are like, you should be great at something by then. It's like, no, let a kid be a kid. They have 50 years to work and be serious. It's like, let them be kids, but give them the right resources and utilities so that when they choose to be passionate about at 14 or whatever it is, they're just like, okay, I have all these great resources to draw from. I know how to be great at this. And also they don't look for external things to make them happy or loved in life because their mom and dad just love them. Like we want them to have a good life. We want our kids to have a good life. That doesn't mean an easy life. That does not mean not tough love, because I'm very much tough love, but it means not forcing my agenda on you because I think you should do that. So for me, it's like structure, learning how to focus, learning how to be disciplined, and being able to daydream. Now, some of those things are incongruous to each other.
None of those things
because daydreaming
math.
and structure are the two opposite things. But you've got to be able to walk around and put your iPad, your phone down, and just dream, especially when you're a kid. How can you make your dreams come true if you're not dreaming?